I've talked before here on the vlogs about the intersection of writing and life, but usually I've been talking about, how life gets really busy and there's hardly any time to write and trying to fit that in. This week I'm talking about, I guess, the more personal side, when the things you're writing about kind of intersect with the stuff that's happening in your real life. Anybody who knows me in real life or who knows me on Facebook knows that we got a real shock last week when my mom passed away very suddenly. And that's why there was no Writing Wednesday last week. I was giving the eulogy at Mom's funeral, which was completely the last thing I ever expected to be doing. And obviously I haven't felt much like writing or getting back into the book for the last week or so. But it's been weird too, even thinking about it, because I'm always thinking about it no matter what else is going on. Thinking about the fact that I was in the middle of writing a book about mother-daughter relationships, among other things, when my mother passed away. You might remember me saying here on the vlog a few weeks ago that with That Forgetful Shore I was right in the middle of writing a novel about friendship when one of my best friends died. And now I'm in the middle of writing a novel about a mother and daughter, and my mom died suddenly. I was kind of reflecting on this, and I mentioned it to another writer I know, and he said, yeah, it kind of makes you wonder what you're putting out there in the universe. And I was like, well, thanks for that, because up till that point I thought it was just a horrible coincidence. Now I'm worried that there's some kind of terrible energy vibe coming out from my writing, and that if my next novel turns out to be an in-depth portrait of a marriage, maybe Jason will try to stop me from writing it. But I guess on a more genuine and serious note, I remember all of my last couple of conversations with my mom and what they were about. But specifically, I remember the last conversation I had with her about my writing, because it was the night that I gave that talk about finding God in literature that I posted 2 weeks ago for my Writing Wednesday vlog. She and my dad were at that because they were the world's most supportive parents, and they came out to almost everything I did. And during that talk, I mentioned the fact that what the new novel was about, and I made the joke that I've made before here on the vlog, that I'm sure both my mother and my daughter will be thrilled that I'm writing a novel about mother-daughter relationships. And on the way home my mom said, well, now I'm kind of worried about this new book you're writing. And I laughed and said, well, it's nothing there for you to worry about. I don't take stuff from real life like that. Which I really don't. I do and I don't. Every writer takes stuff from real life, but some do it in a much more overt way, and that's never really worked for me. I don't take characters directly and base them on real life people, because I feel like I can never get into the heads of already existing people the way I can into fictional characters, so I don't borrow in that particular way. I guess of all the characters I've ever written, the only one who was anything close to my mom is the character of Claire in By the Rivers of Brooklyn, who in terms of biographical details and in some ways in personality shares a lot with my mom. In other ways she's completely unlike her. Claire is a much more coherent and non-contradictory character, like characters in fiction have to be. I think we expect a kind of consistency from them that we don't get from real people in real life. My mother, like every other real person I've ever known, did things that were self-contradictory, and that if you put them in a novel, someone would say, well, you haven't developed this character consistently. Real-life people and real-life relationships are so much messier than what we get in fiction. I love my mom very, very much. I'm not going to lie to you and say that we had a perfect, trouble-free relationship. I was her only daughter, her only child, and we were two very strong-willed women who are incredibly similar in some ways and really, really different in others. And so we certainly had our share of clashes during my growing up years and my young adult years. Underlying those clashes was always the absolute rock-solid knowledge that we loved each other, but that didn't mean that the clashes didn't matter or made them easier to deal with. There's so many reasons why I'm glad my mom lived as long as she did and why I wish she'd lived even longer, but one of them is that if she died when I was 25 or even 35, our relationship would have been more unfinished. In the last 10 years, I think we got around a lot of the clashes and conflicts that we used to have when I was younger, not because we had come to a point where we agreed on everything, because we still were very different people in a lot of ways, but because with maturity for both of us, I think came a point where, not in one great moment of realization like you would have in a book, but gradually over time, like you do in real life, we began to realize which things were worth speaking up and talking about, which was almost none of the stuff we used to argue about when I was younger, and we were able to focus our relationship on the things we did share and the things we had in common, which were a lot. So now I'm trying to get my head back into writing a book about mothers and daughters. It's a relationship that's always fascinated me, not just because of my own mom, but just in general. I think the relationship between parents and children generally, and particularly for most people, the relationship with the same-sex parent, fathers and sons, mothers and daughters. But I think it's nearly always fraught with a tremendous burden of love and hope and expectation and guilt and just all kinds of other stuff wrapped up there in the mix. I was really looking forward to getting into and unpicking not my relationship with my mom, or with my daughter for that matter, but that kind of relationship with my two characters, Lily and Grace. And now when I look back at what I've written so far and think of what I was planning to write, comparing it to the richness and intensity of my real-life relationship with my mom, I feel like what I've written is flat and thin and doesn't do justice to the enormous complexity and tangliness of real-life relationships. I want to make my writing messier. So I'm not writing right now. I'm hoping to be again soon, trying to get my head back into it. But I hope that, this is going to be a better book. I know it's going to be a different book because of my mom having died while I was in the middle of writing it, and I hope it's going to be a deeper and a richer and a better one.